5 decades later, and the infamous name still registers. D.B. Cooper, the only unsolved hijacking in commercial airline history. 1971, the day before Thanksgiving, Northwest Airlines passenger Dan Cooper tells a flight attendant that he has a bond, and he demands $200,000 and parachutes. Well, after letting his fellow passengers safely disembark from the Boeing 727, Cooper orders the crew to fly into Mexico, but after taking off, he tells the pilot to slow the plane's airspeed, fly at 10,000 feet, and they open the rear stairs of that Boeing, and he bails out with the ransom money. D.B. Cooper vanishes over southwest Washington state, never seen or heard from her again. Our next guest details this mystery in his award-winning book, The Last Master Outlaw, and is an expert on D.B. Cooper and heads the group The Case Breakers, solving cold cases like this one. Tom Colbert joins us now. Tom, you are an expert on D.B. Cooper. Who do you think D.B. Cooper was, and why did he do it?
Robert W. Rackstraw was his name, a Vietnam pilot, a explosives expert. We know he did it because when he came back from Vietnam, he was kicked out for abusing his wife. And that's when he plotted his revenge. He spent several months doing it. And then after hijacking the plane, asking to go to Mexico, he jumped. We know where he went.
Where did he go? And tell me a bit about Rackstraw.
Mr. Rackstraw, as we learned, in essence, became a CIA pilot before and after the hijacking. From Laos to Vietnam, Iran-Contra, he was all over the map. And in between, he decided to jump when the Army kicked him out. And of course, the CIA took him right back in.
No, seriously? I mean, he survived and flourished?
Yes, he has. And we know he survived because he sent 6 letters after in Army coding. Coding that goes all the way back to World War I. Also used in World War II by the Navajos. It's the same code book. And that's how he was able to communicate to his 3 partners, veterans, who helped him escape.
We're looking at the Boeing 727. What an airplane. I mean, it does have those rear stairs that can be lowered. Yeah. In this case, they were lowered, and he just, like, I guess, whoever it was, rambled right out. How come he was never caught? What happened to Rackstraw?
Rackstraw was picked up by the CIA after he left the Army. He wound up using 22 different identities, 35 criminal charges, and when he returned to the United States, he had a get-out-of-jail card. And that's how he lived his life until we caught up with him in 2011, and we confronted him, the only confrontation on video of D.B. Cooper. We had DNA on him, and we knew there was trouble, and this is the DNA pouch that the FBI would not take. We knew something was up, and that's how the CIA background got in.
Why wouldn't the FBI take that?
They wouldn't take it because the CIA told them he was a valuable pilot and looked the other way.
All right, we don't have...
Truly.
We don't have the CIA here to rebut this or confirm this, but let me read you what the FBI has said about this case. They say, quote, this is when they closed the case officially in 2016. Right. They say, quote, although the FBI appreciated the immense number of tips provided by members of the public, none to date have resulted in a definitive identification of the hijacker. In order to solve a case, and I hear you laughing, the FBI must prove culpability beyond a reasonable doubt, and unfortunately none of the well-meaning tips or applications of the new investigative technology have yielded the necessary proof. What would you tell authorities?
Well, I would tell you that the reason they wouldn't move forward is because of the CIA background. And we know that because they negotiated with the previous doc, the first doc, to pull the 18 top piece of evidence.
Documentary that you've done.
Out of the documentary. The documentary, they pulled out the top 18 pieces of our evidence from the 103 pieces of evidence we had gathered. And that's when we sued. We got the D.B. Cooper file, and we learned the truth. We wound up digging up the parachute, and that was in 2017, and the FBI hasn't talked to our team since.
And quickly, what happened to Rackstraw?
Rackstraw passed away a couple of years ago. We got his death file, and in memo after memo, you can read agents saying, this is our guy.
And
It's fascinating.
where do people go for more information, Tom?
They should come up to thecasebreakers.org. 3 words, thecasebreakers.org. You can go right to D.B. Cooper. You can go to the Zodiac. It's all there.
All right, Tom Colbert. The book is The Last Master Outlaw. Says it's Rackstraw. Tom, thank you. All right, Val, you.
See you at noon tomorrow.